Hello and welcome to the Johnny Danger Show. I'm Johnny Danger, coming to you live from the Danger Zone. And today we bring you another episode of the Saturday Morning Podcast, where we bring you the latest and greatest in internet news, but we bring it to you today. Oh. There you go. All right, we're back. We haven't done this in a while, but hopefully we'll do it right. The intro went well. That song was by, I'm not sure. I found this song playing on this page, I'll just show it. Free Palestine DK1. It was performed by this gentleman here. I don't know his name. I have opinions about this, but we're not here to talk about that. Today we have a really good show for you to. I always stutter when I go to say that because I don't really feel like we're gonna have a really great show for you today, but we usually do. We have a lot to talk about today. I actually got the two of the three ideas from. I was watching the H3 podcast yesterday and they were talking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's looks like something fun to talk about. My camera's a little off and we're just going to work with it today. But we're going to be talking about, what are we talking about? Elon Musk having some heart, right? He snaps back at some reporters. You know what? No, he said some, I'm changing that. He said some anti-Semitic things, didn't he? But I don't know. I did appreciate, let's change that. Hold on. We're going to start the show over again. No, you know what? He does. I think he means well. I think he's misled by a lot of people. But, yeah, so we're going to talk about that. I have my first beef as a content creator, so that should be fun. And finally, the Jordan Peterson, Matt Rife, Master of Two Minds segment today on the Danger Zone. All right, we'll get it. All right, first things first, the most important things first. Every content creator, no matter who, big or small, finds their nemesis, a rival, if you will, someone who probably doesn't deserve the attention, but is going to get it. Today, we have Crystal Chanel. Apparently, she's a TikTok streamer who not only gives you a lot of ideas on what to do with your time, but then she has a lot of comments as well. So let's get into it. About November 3rd, I posted this post because it was just so outrageous, right? So I've been doing this thing where I kind of react to things, and this lady just comes up and starts saying, I have the final answers, and don't smoke cereal when you do this. And I'm like, oh, well, I smoke cereal all the time. But as soon as she started talking, I quickly realized she did not make any sense in any capacity. So we'll just watch her first original video and then we'll take it from there.
Plan on sleeping tonight. Please don't watch this.
So just to clarify, she's letting you know that if you're planning to sleep tonight, don't watch this video, so that you're already automatically intrigued. And hold on, I'm gonna fix my camera really quick. That song was catchy. Children of God, so free. There we go. Now I don't look like a freaking zombie patient. So if you're planning on not sleeping tonight, skip. Well, I want to sleep. Don't worry, you'll sleep fine. And so she proceeds to say, a large bowl of cereal, which that's where I chime in.
Put it in your saved folder and you can watch it tomorrow morning.
Put it in your saved folder. Like it's save it for another day, man. You're not ready for it today. So here she goes, right? This is all the wealth of knowledge that she's going to impact to you, right? And I want you to just notice how clean her background is, how nice it is. Her nails looking fierce, you know, her eyelashes on fleek. You know, she might have some money, is all I'm going to say.
When you got time. 'Cause you're
When you
gonna
have
give a lot
time.
of time to think about stuff. 'Cause
When
this
you
is
have a lot
about
of time to
fuck your
think
whole
about
world
stuff.
up.
This is gonna be that
There's a lot of very
groundbreaking.
odd things that science has discovered, and we just kind of have it on the bookshelf, just waiting for an answer.
Right.
Everything is happening simultaneously. Time isn't real.
Right.
There's nothing solid about reality. It's just popping in and out of existence.
Okay.
What else? We don't know where the mind is located. We don't know how we got here or who created the earth. So we finally have the answers to that.
Uh-huh.
We have the answers. And
Okay.
it's artificial intelligence. See, artificial
Oh,
intelligence
really?
doesn't exist in time. In fact, it's not real. So we're perceiving time.
Right.
Also, artificial intelligence created the Earth and
Okay.
the world once they
Yeah.
get super intelligent. So they're the ones who did it. What else? All of this is a holographic projection.
Oh, crap, man.
That is a virtual reality experience, and the AI is going to figure
What?
that out faster than we are. They already figured it out. They're just going easy on us because it's really hard to click. Here,
Right.
There's nothing solid about. It's a digital, virtual realm.
All right, I gotta stop it. That one deserves of this. Round of applause for Crystal. All right, thank you. And so I reacted to this video, and I felt justifiably with this video.
What else? All of this is a holographic projection that
We also need a glue blow to survive. 5 cents makes $1.
Sometimes.
Sometimes at night you can see the Jupiter and it transforms into an eagle bird. Yeah. See, we can all make stuff up too, you know, lady. Come on.
Round of applause. Right? And so that should be in the end of it, right? She has a lot more followers than I do. And you know, I'm just shit posting, right? Just doing me. And so apparently Crystal decides she wants to clap back. Cause apparently she comments on this video going 126 followers. Giggle face emoji. so nobody likes it because that's gross, right? Like, come on, that's gross. I mean, I don't know how much Crystal has, but then I proceeded to write back: the lunar satellite dances in front of mirrors. The 31st president was a werewolf. The third letter of the alphabet was a color. That doesn't look good that I was wearing this orange shirt. I have multiple colored orange shirts, multiple colored maroon shirts, black shirts, no, just one red shirt, unfortunately. But yeah, I get them in bulk. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So there you have it. That's my first creator beef. And that's as far as we're going to take it, to be honest. I just thought it was funny. All right, so yesterday I was watching the lovely H3 podcast, and let's see, they touched upon this character, Matt Rife, and everybody's been talking about this guy for the last couple days, almost feels like weeks, to be honest, and I could care less, but they brought it up, and I'm like, all right, fine, let's do it. See, oh no, I can't show that. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn ads. Okay, can I just switch this then? Yes, no, maybe so. Nope, whoops. YouTube, there it is. All right. So,
which is a lot. It's not 8 billion.
And I would say 90% of the small majority that is upset with me doesn't go to comedy shows anyway, or wouldn't vibe with me as a person anyway.
I don't know if that's true. I think some of the people that were watching your show who wanted to watch your show, who were offended for most likely their own personal reason. But anyways, they brought this up. And so I decided to go into it, right? So let's go right into it, huh? No background music today. I'm kind of falling off the beaten path. Okay. So let's just go right into it. The Master of Two Minds. So this is the video that we're referencing.
Okay, so first of all, you said you started doing open mics when you were about 15.
Mhm.
Where?
The Columbus Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. I went on the Comedy Club's website when I kind of figured out open mics were the thing to start with. I don't remember how I found that out. I remember going to their website, finding out it's 21 and up, as most comedy clubs are, due to like.
Okay, this is the wrong one, and there it is. This is the right one. Jordan B. on his channel, Jordan B. Peterson. Here we go.
It's a modern twist on an old joke. You know what I
A
mean?
modern
It was
twist
a
of
real
it's
circumstance
a modern
that
twist to an old joke. So revolutionary. Round of applause. Hey, we all know sometimes you gotta shake her up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into it.
happened, an exaggerated instance that really happened, and I went, you know, this is a classic joke. Why not give my own personal modern twist on it and move on? The joke's like a minute and
So
30
what if it
seconds, and
hurts
people are
somebody?
like,
What
"Oh,
if somebody's out there who actually got beat by their spouse is reliving that, and you just kind of made whim of it like it was nothing? She probably deserved it. You probably deserved it. Like, holy fuck, dude.
it was bash women." And I purposely did it first in the show to go, "Hey, just so you know, this is the kind of humor I like to tell. If it's
Right.
not for you, you are so more than welcome to turn off the
Just
TV
turn
right
off
now."
the TV. But like, you were like on Netflix, right? Though, like you're everywhere now, right? But isn't that the point? Jordan B. Peterson. All right, so before we get into the video, let's get into what the joke was. All right, so let's see if it was that bad. I had to do all this research within like 20 minutes before the show.
This is where you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody
What?
has to see her face, you know? And I
Wait,
was
what's
like,
going on?
yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
Oh. Okay. I feel like there could have been more of a build up to that. All right, let's watch this whole segment, I guess.
Comedian Matt Rife responded to criticism that one of his jokes was sexist and disrespectful by doing what he does best, making more jokes.
Oh God! And then he did the special needs thing afterwards. Bro, you're disgusting. Do you not understand? Okay.
New Netflix comedy special Natural Selection. Rife
This
made
picture,
a joke
yo.
about domestic violence.
Guy,
which
you look
some
like
very
a
online
guy.
People found offensive.
Following the backlash, Rife took to Instagram
Probably
stories
could
where
care
he
less about
posted,
anybody else.
"If you've ever been offended by a joke I've told."
I don't know. I've seen his previous, like before this sketch. Like, so I saw a good one of him, right? Also on the H3 podcast, where he seemed very good, and he was like, you know, interacting with a audience member and asking about their autistic child, and it's like, oh, are they verbal, nonverbal? Okay, yeah, it was nice. It was just nice, a nice interactive action. You can't do that, I think, on a Netflix stage. So, like, at least not for an hour. I guess, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Here's a link to my official apology. The link led to a medical supply store selling helmets for people with special needs.
Oh my
A joke
God.
that stirred up even more controversy.
Oh my God.
Unsurprisingly, rather. By the way,
You know
here's a
those
little bit
people
from the
who
joke,
have seizures, man.
That lit the match.
You know
I've only
those
been to Baltimore
goddamn.
One time I ate lunch there, and the hostess who like seats you at the restaurant had a black eye.
Oh,
Full
okay.
black eye. And it wasn't like, what happened? Yeah, it was pretty obvious what happened. And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is...
Wait, who was? I'm guessing the front desk person. Okay, so she was obviously, and then she has to work obviously because she probably needs the money. I'm guessing, right? Because if she didn't need the money, or she was just working like part time for like, she's like a high school student, let's just say, and she doesn't need a job because she lives with her parents. She would not. It would probably not be okay for her to go to work like that, right? She could stay home. So she might need to be there. So that's first off.
Where you have greeting people, and my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, you know? And I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye. So...
This guy's face says it all.
So I have.
Yeah. So nervous behavior, right? Nervous behavior is usually occurs when you show little, either self-soothing behavior, either by blocking yourself, right? You could tell he was uncomfortable, and she's looking right at him. I'm like, yo, what the next words out of your mouth better be very, very supportive.
Have my general comedy cancel culture spiel that you've heard 100 times that I'll just quickly give, and then you can give us a more granular perspective on my
I don't even
life,
care about my
because I
life
understand you
right now. I
watched
want to
this
find out
special.
what Robbie Sove
I
thinks
think
about this.
Comedy is allowed to be offensive. And
No, it's not. Stop. Yo, like, are you kidding me? If you're like having fun with the boys, and then there's like this one guy who was like, I'm going too extreme, but like if there's one guy who was like hypothetically a burn victim, and you start like making like disgusting burn victim jokes, like he's gonna feel very offended, and he can't participate in the laughs because he doesn't find it funny, like flat out. You should never make fun of something that somebody has no control over. And in this case, some women never had control over the fact that their spouse or significant other is abusive to the point where they physically attack them. Like, stop. What the fuck? All right. So, okay, let's, so now we know, whoops, we're not supposed to see that yet. All right. So let's continue on, right? Let's hear what these masterminds have to say. Two freedom of speech activists.
Liquor license, and the owners.
Okay, so first of all, you said you started doing open mics when you were about 15.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
The Columbus Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. I went on the comedy club's website.
Not for nothing, but you have him on your show and you're interviewing him. Shouldn't you know some of it of him, about him? Oh, it seems that you started comedy at some point. It's fair to say. Where was your first show? I could care less to have looked that up beforehand.
Okay, so first of all, you said you started doing open mics when you were about 15.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
And even the 15 piece of information he got from him. I did a Wikipedia search on my Motorola phone. The letters were too big. I couldn't read it.
Columbus Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. I went on the comedy club's website when I kind of figured out open mics were the thing to start with. I don't remember how I found that out. But I remember going to their website,
Open
finding
mics,
out 21
okay.
and up, as most
Well, I
comedy
mean,
clubs
you would assume that that's where you have to start, but okay.
are due to liquor license.
Like, no, I want to open up at the Roxy. This is me. Hey, I'm Johnny Danger. I got my 3 followers. Hey, what's up, Sakun? you didn't buy a ticket? It's cool, bro. We're in California. No one wants to be here. Hello?
And the owner's email was on there. And like a naive kid, I just emailed the owner. I was like, hey, this is my name. This is how old I am. I know I'm
Ambitious.
supposed to be 21 and up, but if I have like a parent guardian with me, could I come in to try the open mic?
Oh,
And
okay. That's
any
kind of cool.
rational businessman would
I feel like you would need a really supportive family, at least parent, to be able to do something like that. If I asked my mom when I was 15 if she can take me to this, she probably would have done it, to be honest, but maybe I'm just not smart enough, I guess.
say, no, I'm not going to risk my liquor license for some kid to come in here and tell jokes. Like, what could possibly come out of that? But for some odd reason, he said yes, and it allowed me an opportunity to go and practice and enjoy this new thing.
I wonder
that
if
I was just doing for fun.
I'm not
I
gonna
had
say it.
no idea anything like this could ever happen to me. It was just something I was doing for fun to like make my grandpa laugh. I
And
loved
did you
it.
make your grandpa laugh?
Oh my God, he was my #1 fan. I miss him every single day.
Oh yes. Oh, so did you have a good time in Columbus doing this?
I did, but it's most Midwestern towns. There's a ceiling, you know, and if you have bigger dreams, you have.
All right. I want to get into the meat and potatoes of this. Let's speed ahead, see if they're
Them
talking
with
about
your
anything
jokes about
interesting.
domestic abuse. And so he was playing this, I'm the
Oh, yo.
I saw this one guy on YouTube who's complaining about you. He said, first
Which
of all,
one?
Which
maybe,
one?
maybe you'll recognize him. He said that, you built your career as an ally of women. That was basically his point. Now that you've betrayed them with your jokes about domestic abuse. And so he was playing this,
Well, he didn't betray. Well, yeah, he kind of did if you think about it, because it's like he took that there's a demographic where that joke is funny, and that's usually a male driven demographic, right? Like, oh, why does she have 2 black eyes? If because what do you tell a girl with 2 black eyes? Well, nothing. You haven't told her twice. Knuckle dragging guys who are just like, I don't want to think about anything. I don't even want you to act even feminine around me. Would think that was funny. And it's like this, we have to show you that we're guys demographic. And so, yeah, in order to join that club, you have to kind of go against the women. And that's what he did with telling that joke, especially since women supposedly, I don't really know his career, but helped him get to where he was. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of gross that he did that, right? It's like, hey, it's like him getting into open mics first because he thought that was hot. Okay, I'm gonna cater to the female demographic, so because it usually gets you the quickest growth, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna switch up. And then on top of that, I don't even think he really cared about that aspect. Honestly, I think he just mostly focused on just being offensive, because I mean the joke was pretty not that great, to be honest. I mean, if she can cook, she probably wouldn't have, I guess. I don't know. Let's just keep going.
I'm the friend of women sort of game.
Yeah.
But he's violating that contract too, which is that everybody's there in a comedy club to play with disaster. And you're essentially supposed to go along with that.
I just don't understand how the environment isn't taken into consideration. Like the environment is the context. Think of comedy like a store or like a restaurant front, right? You go in there, the food's not for you. You can leave. You didn't have to stop in here. It's
right, but it was like it was like you were selling pizza for the longest time, and everybody who grew to love you was eating pizza that whole time, and then all of a sudden you were like, oh, gotcha, we're Chinese. And it's like, all right, well, there's nothing, well, in this case there is something wrong with the type of comedy that he's doing, but like, say it's okay, now we're doing, I love Chinese, so I'm not trying to associate it with anything negative. Okay, we're a pizza store, now we're selling mold. I don't know, right? We're a mold store. We sell mold now. And so people that still love you will still stick around for the mold, I guess. And maybe some new people will come in because they like mold. But yeah, there's people that left and never gonna come back. And I know where I was going with that.
comedy is such a niche field. It's not
niche field. No, it's not. It has to be as broad as possible to reach as many audiences as possible. You can't do the same show everywhere because there's different people with different mindsets. The fact that you have to emote this much, like, it just goes to show you how little you actually feel right about the situation. Now you're just kind of like defending yourself, and you're using Jordan Peterson. All right, what's this? The how you know you've recovered from tragedy or whatever.
See, one of the things that you do when you set up a terrible scenario and then you make a joke about it is, first of all, you signal to the audience that you understand that this was a terrible scenario. And then you signal that even though you know it was a terrible scenario, there's part of you that can rise above it and transcend it, right? And to make light of it. And I don't think there is anything really more admirable in human beings than their ability to make light of a tragedy.
Yes.
And light.
Yeah, man, 9/11, huh? Boy, was that a great time, wasn't it, in human history? Well, what do you tell one 9/11 survivor? You haven't told them twice.
Doesn't mean to minimize its importance. It means to transform something that's truly negative into something that's manageable and comical. One of the things I've seen with people who've undergone very deeply.
How many Osama bin Ladens do you kill in a cave? 3. Because there was, I don't know. I have no idea. How do you tell a terribly offensive joke?
Traumatic experiences is that you know that they've recovered from their absolute catastrophe.
No, not all that. Sometimes you're a psychologist, man. What the fuck? Sometimes that follows you the rest of your life. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What? Sometimes when you have a traumatic event, you never think about it again. But then later you learn it just kind of happened.
When they can start making a joke about it. And
stop. Hey, Becky, God, like, you can just go into the examples and instantly prove how wrong that is. Like, look, he doesn't even believe that sentence. Yo, people have been slamming shit outside today. I'm gonna have to step out today. Confidence and intent.
Right?
okay, so I'm curious about that because, well, obviously, the people who apologize for offending someone with their art or their comedy must have doubts about their own intent, right?
Or they're gaslighting you. They're gonna pretend you're the one, that you're just taking it too far. Like, how dare you be mad at the fact that you were just physically abused by your spouse and you felt probably completely vulnerable to his whim during the entirety of the last night. How dare you think that was a big deal? How dare you? Like, stop. You still living with that? Here's an extreme example. Have you been recently unalived? Are you still worried about that? You still bumming out over being unalived? Get out of there. Get out of that grave. Stop sulking. Start laughing about it.
Right? So someone comes along and jabs them and says, maybe you're just a mean son of a bitch. And they go, well, maybe I should be more careful. Maybe they're feeling a bit depressed, whatever. They do step back and doubt themselves. So, and you could say that there are 2 reasons that someone called for their misbehavior might doubt themselves. One would be that they're narcissistic, and the other would be that they're actually confident in their intent.
Doesn't make it better. I'm pretty sure Stalin was 185% confident about what he was doing. Hold on. All right. Yeah, I don't know if my neighbors are fed up with my podcasting on Saturday morning, but it's literally the only noise I make all week. Maybe I laugh too hard at the H3 podcast, but that's about it.
Okay, now you've indicated a number of times while we've talked that you are confident in your intent.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I was like a persistent skeptic, I would say, well, you clearly offended 12,000 people. That was the number you came up with. Why are you so confident in your intent that your belief in your own goodness in relationship to comedy trumps the fact that like 12,000 people are telling you that you said something offensive?
That's way too complicated for anybody to answer, but go ahead.
If 12,000 people are sending that, I would say 100,000 people are saying they loved it and
Right? You just know. I don't plot. Okay, there's nothing here. I feel like neither of these two people know what the hell they're talking about. I feel like in a pursuit for Jordan Peterson and his pursuit for this freedom of speech conquest that he's on, that, you know, we all grew up on in America. Like, we all believe in the right for free speech, but at the end of the day, the stuff that you should be talking about gets stifled, and the stuff that you shouldn't be talking about, you fight for. So, round of applause, I guess. All right, and the last one is Elon Musk. We're gonna have a short day, a short episode today. But there was this video of him circling around where he had this interview. He apparently said a bunch of not good things, but I don't even know what he wrote. Maybe I should change the title of my my stream. I just thought he did have a little bit of heart.
You don't want them to advertise? No. What do you mean?
So this was weird. He doesn't want people advertising on X, which might be interesting because I started streaming on X, and hey, if he wants to make it like a social media type of thing, like a TikTok or somewhere you can watch videos and stuff, that's cool. And then maybe he can do like a premium service or whatever. But there is, you know, maybe he knows what he's doing. I can't really back him up 100% because I don't know social media platforms that much. That being said, there's some products that I think he does really well, and then some products that confused me. So other than that, I do think that he has good business sense. But from my understanding, he did make some sort of anti-Semitic remark. I don't know what it was. Depending on what it is, I disavow it, I guess, because you don't want to hate on anybody.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Yeah, I have money. Yeah. How are you going to blackmail somebody with money? He'll be like, you know what? I'll invest all my money into this platform, and whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. I guess. I don't know. I mean, Twitter used to be like very person driven. There was a lot of traffic there. I don't know where the traffic's at now. Probably TikTok, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Go f yourself.
Oh, shit.
But go f yourself.
Yo.
Is that clear? I hope it is.
Go fuck
hey,
yourself.
Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel.
He doesn't even, this guy doesn't even know. Like, advertisers is what pays your rent every morning. You need your advertisers to keep going. Look, because this is the New York Times. We need Deals Book Summit to survive. So he will never go and say anything against Deal Book Summit. But you're the New York Times. You should talk about everything because you're a news source. So that's where you kind of he gets him. This is almost like old media going against new media, and the new media is social media. Nobody's going to the New York Times as much as unless there's something that they want to read about and want to go onto their website for it.
Actually, what this advertising boycott is,
and then if they're getting it on Twitter from a post, I mean,
is going to do it. It's going to kill the company.
Wait, what do you say?
And
is going to do it. It's going to kill. Don't advertise. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
What?
And do you think that
And the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
Wait, what? The advertisers killed the company?
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
Oh, yeah. I think he has his heart in the right place. I don't know what he said, so I can't really say. I think he wants to fight. Again, if you grew up in America, I don't think he grew up in America, but if you believed in America back then, freedom of speech is everything, and you fought for that. And I think he's trying to fight for that, but not understanding why it's not the type of freedom that you should be practicing. You know, if someone feels left out or isolated or attacked or uncomfortable with the stuff you're saying, like this goes with the Matt Rife stuff. Like I'm Catholic, so I don't think there's that many, or I used to be Catholic. I don't think there's that many prejudices against Catholicism. But if somebody was like, you know, maybe we should send all the Catholics to the or previous Catholics, all Catholics, former or future Catholics, and we should all put them in a box and do stuff to them, I'd be like, hey, I don't like that, right? So I probably wouldn't. I mean, if they said anything about Hispanics, I'd probably feel really bad and not want to be on the platform, I guess, right? So you kind of have to be careful. And so, right, I know what he's talking about. It's like you're killing the company because you're getting offended by like the whatever stupid thing comes out of their mouth. It's the sort of, I mean, come on,
okay,
you gotta stop.
Then this goes back to
we'll both make our cases,
right,
and we'll see what the outcome is.
Famous last words. I don't know, man. I guess you don't need advertisers to make your platform viral, and money is the thing that he probably needs the least of. This is probably like his pet project. If Skylink or whatever it's called, or Satellite Link, what his Starlink, Starlink, that internet company that he has, pops off, he's going to be ridiculously rich, like of all time type of rich. Because if imagine being able to have internet access wherever you go, rich or poor, that's taking everybody's money in the world globally, and he's going to be everywhere. Everyone's going to have to suffice to his whim, essentially.
What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have
the economics for you, bro. He's billionaire, bro. Like, what do you mean? What are you 100,000-aire? How are you gonna question him about that?
Enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time.
Yeah.
Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
That's a good question.
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott. And that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
Yeah, that's how that works, bro. And you try to avoid that as a business owner, right? It's not like try one, and because there's people who work at that company that had a life, and if that company goes under, then they lose their life. They have to find new jobs in this market, and the economy's fucked up. You don't want to do that to them.
What do you think then of the? This goes back to the idea of trust, though.
Then it'll be gone, and it'll be gone because of an advertiser boycott.
Right, that's how that works.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, and I wonder.
And then your employees might not even feel comfortable working for you after hearing stuff like that.
I just wonder and ask you and think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be.
The judge is the world.
The judge is the public.
Oh, that he's confident is that it's going to be something that is revered, I guess.
Tech mogul Elon Musk now offering some very harsh words for companies pulling ads from his social media platform X, which is formerly known as Twitter. X has lost a lot of big name advertisers since Musk was accused of endorsing an anti-Semitic post earlier this month that got him in a heap of trouble with a lot of people, including these companies. So yesterday, this was quite something. Disney CEO Bob Iger explained his decision to pull the ads from the platform. This happened first at this forum. Watch this.
I have a lot of respect for Elon and what he's accomplished, and not just one business, but a few businesses. And we know Elon is larger than life in many respects. By him taking the position that he took in quite a public manner, we just felt that the association with that position and Elon Musk and X was not necessarily a positive one for us, and we decided we would pull our advertising.
And I feel like you kind of need Disney, because Disney is on like the talk right now, because we're still waiting and we're still wanting for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to come back on track, and we're kind of hanging on Disney and hoping that they're going to come up with something perfect, right, for that. And so it still shows up on people's feeds, and it's still something that people sort of like their interest clicks on. So you want Disney especially as advertisement, right? Because it's also part of, what's that called? It's part of the meta. No, it's part of the culture right now. Absolutely.
Musk apologized for the post. He said he was sorry. He
Okay.
didn't mince words in his response, though, to Iger's comments. This was an explosive exchange as it played out last night. Watch this.
There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger
I hope
today.
they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
Yo, the guy is stunned. That guy is stunned. He's like, bro, that's Disney. I'm fucking Elon Musk, bitch. Fuck with me.
But go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Oh, shit.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
Well, it's always interesting to watch Elon Musk interviews. I mean, Kaylee, he's always kind of...
No, I don't want to hear about this. Can I hear more? What else can you show me about this? No, we're done. We're over you guys. But he started making a good point. Hold on. Let's see if I can go back to the H3. Because he talked about it too. So this is H3, Ethan and Hila. And this is where I get almost all my internet news from, because these guys are awesome.
Like, hold on.
Follow and like them if you're interested.
Yeah. So like,
and follow and like
much,
them even if you're not interested.
Our friendship is
Get it
not
together.
that good, for the record.
Or fortunately or unfortunately, whatever friendship we have, not great. We don't talk to each other that much. But let me.
God.
This is this is the worst thing ever. New York Times, baby.
Let me ask you this. It's true. That's true.
Wait, where am I?
Doesn't return phone calls.
Yeah. The point is, I'm here because you're a friend, not because I'm being paid or because I need any validation or anything. It's that we've been friends for 16 years, and I promised you I'd be here, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate.
Okay, that was nice of him. Wait, what? Tell me more.
Not for any other reason.
But let me ask you this then. Let's just go at it. Just tell me what happened.
It's not your fault.
You write this tweet that says that this is the actual truth. People read that tweet.
Yes.
And they say Elon Musk is an anti-Semite. That he is riling up this.
It's like yeah. Imagine like being forced to like engage with this. If this was against me, it's like, are you anti-Spanish, Hispanic? You know, and you're just a Hispanic male watching this, and this is on your media page. Like, how do you feel at that point?
Base. You're hearing it from
like, goddamn,
as I said,
son.
the White House. You're hearing it from.
And there's people
Jewish
just
groups
talking about
all
it like it's
over.
nothing.
I think Jonathan
Like, hello,
Greenblatt from the ADL is
I'm here.
There's lots of people who say
Oh,
this.
not the ADL.
And by the way, it's not just that.
Did you read the whole thing?
I did, and that's why I want to ask
And the
you about
responses?
it. Excuse me?
I said more.
More responses?
Yeah, I said more than what you just read.
Yes. There was
God
absolutely
damn it,
more.
again?
What is this? What is this? Ethan, get it together, bro.
We like neutral. It's bad vibes. I love Jews. All right.
And the trip to Israel was planned before any of
Oh,
that
the
happened.
Netanyahu stuff was weird
this
too,
new
right?
handle there. Do you see this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it is?
I do, because I actually followed your entire trip to Israel.
Right.
Why don't you tell everybody?
I work in the news, sir.
This says bring them home.
It's in Hebrew, by the way. He's looking for the letter. It's got to be.
Bring them home.
It was given to me by the parents of one of the hostages.
Mic
And I
drop.
said I would wear it as long as there was a hostage still remaining. And I have.
Okay.
Bro, you wore that necklace? Hell
That's
yeah.
okay and all, and I'm glad, but
It would be ni-
also just answer the question about your dumb comment.
Right.
You know?
Still
It's like,
kind of
don't-
dancing around it.
I mean, he-
don't bring out the puppy and make us teary-eyed because
Yeah.
Right.
He did a decent apology.
That's
but
like
the way
trying to use emotional manipulation to try to get people on your side.
he goes on about it, because he said, "Listen, that was a super dumb, and I may have handed a gun to anti-Semites that want to use me as a
no,
mouthpiece."
he said that he handed a load.
I hope they stop. You hope.
Well, there's a part that I wanted him to play.
He's yeah, it's dumb.
Speechless.
Well, I mean, who said don't stop advertising? Please, I hope you stop advertising.
About the economics of X.
Rooting for X.
Yeah, I think if Twitter went under, people would just go to Threads, and I don't think anyone would give a fuck. I really don't. I think the world would move on very, very quickly.
Maybe it'd be like what's that
But
other
those
thing called?
advertisers, I imagine, are going to say we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say
tell it to Earth.
Tell it to Earth.
They're going to say Elon.
There is something that he says that they sort of watch, they sort of play, that I was like, all right, you don't want something about not
Is that
supporting evil.
We've been friends for 16 years, and I promised you I'd be here, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
Not for any other reason.
But let me ask you this then. Let's just go at it. Just tell me what happened throughout the day, and I couldn't be more pleased.
Shit.
What's that?
What happened when we were in Israel? This fucking guy went to like Sudan or somewhere where they were having like a really fucked up civil war, and they were using child soldiers, and he did this big expose about how we got to do something about it, and it went so viral. Like, I think everybody in the world saw this, and the guy ended up. It was in Uganda. Thank you. The guy ended up. A week, he was like in every news place. He was.
Wow,
like,
that was such a quick
blowing the fuck
catch.
up. And then like,
So, like he said something incorrect. I say some of this stuff incorrect all the time. Imagine if I had somebody that just corrected me. It's like, oh no, that you meant this.
yeah, after a few days or a week, he was outside jerking off on the corner of a street. And then basically that was the end of the story.
That was the end of Coney 2012.
Wow.
Coming with that heat.
Olivia with the sound bites, apparently.
X or a tweet. I don't know what you want to
whatever,
describe it as.
All right. Anyways, there was a certain point where he's like, I think in most cases he's being manipulated, and he says he in some way handed a loaded gun to anti-Semitic individuals, giving them sort of like a platform or at least a weapon to use against but and so knowing that, he then reflects and says, you know, he wants to do better, and he wants to make sure that evil people get called out. And I thought that was a great thing for him to say, saying, acknowledging that he was used at some point to use rhetoric that was destructive, and starts to find out that there are people who pretend to be good and are actually evil, and there's people who are good and need to be. I guess what I'm trying to say is when the good guy does nothing, evil wins, and he's, I think, acknowledged that he might need to do a little bit more to get better. So that being said, that's going to conclude our show. Wow, we made it to an hour, and I was just fucking around, and I didn't even prep either. All right, thanks for watching. If you have been watching, hopefully we'll be back next week, and hopefully we'll talk about the stuff in the Middle East. It's hard for me to talk about because there's two sides, and I don't want to offend either side. And I will say that I do not like the fact that they are using children to try to influence their side. That being said, thanks for watching if you have been watching, and as always, peace.